Watch and burn.
Hey everyone. So today I want to discuss a massive collection of music. Sort of tackling this in full is something that I'm not going to do, but I want to discuss Jan Hammer's complete score for the first 3.5 seasons of Miami Vice, the TV show starring Don Johnson and Philip Michael Thomas, of course, not the movie, with Colin Farrell and Jamie Foxx. And the reason that I wanted to talk about this was, in a lot of ways, this is sort of the perfect marriage of sight and sound. I know that a lot of people feel that Vangelis's score for Blade Runner is the perfect counterpart to a visual representation of something. Like, I know a lot of people feel that there couldn't be a better score that has been married off with a better movie than the score and film for Blade Runner. And I agree with that, even though I will argue that the score for Blade Runner on its own I really don't like. But when it's coupled with the visuals from the film, it seems to gel so much better. But I don't feel that here. I feel that Jan Hammer's work for Miami Vice, even though he does have a tendency to sort of let length get the better of him, and it's just not necessary, especially considering that the parts that I love are at the end. So you gotta kind of sit through a lot of like build-up in order to get to the minute or two that you love near the conclusion, and I don't love that. But I do have to say that there has never been, at least as far as television's concerned, I can't think of a score for a TV show complementing what we were shown on screen so well as like what Jan Hammer did here. I liked what Pete Carpenter and Mike Post did with the score for the Rockford Files. Thought that was a really forward-thinking score with the use of synthesis and whatnot. And their score for that show did fit many aspects of the Rockford Files. When Rockford would be going to and from wherever, there would be bits and pieces of Carpenter and Post's score that would cue in, and it would work really well. But it would just complement the scene. It wouldn't add anything. I mean, at the same time, it wouldn't certainly subtract anything either. But with Hammer's stuff from Miami Vice, it heightened whatever scene it was in. Like, I don't know, like my favorite tracks are, Crockett's theme's on here, obviously enough. That's like one of the best songs the 1980s ever produced. Evan is on here, Teresa is on here, The Talk is on here. And I mean, there are just a few tracks that I love. Teresa, which is about Helena Bonham Carter's character, the junkie doctor that's dating Crockett and feeding information about police stash houses and shit to her drug dealer that she owes money to. That song was fortunately shorter, but I just find that like I said, it elevates everything. It sort of like, it creates a whole new kind of emotional depth. Like, because you can separate the music from the show. Like, if you didn't like Miami Vice for whatever reason, you could still love the score. And there's like 50 or 60 songs too, so there's a lot to dig into here. Unfortunately, finding this on CD is pretty much impossible. My girlfriend got it for me back around 2006 or 2007. She had a gift for finding things cheaply off, I believe, eBay, and I'm pretty sure that's where she got it. And so I've had it since then. It is daunting because there is just too much. The lengths run too long, but I just love what they added to the show. Like, they made elements of the show so much more exciting or so much more sad, and so much like they pulled emotions out of you that otherwise you wouldn't have ever found being brought to the surface, because traditionally the score only takes a show so far, and then the story and the acting and whatnot are supposed to sort of bridge the gap and give you that emotional climax that you're looking for. But I found that in Miami Vice, the writing did that, but the music did it as well. So when the two came together, it was almost like each episode became a mini movie. You know, like a 45-minute film that at this point was costing at least a couple $1 million an episode, which was insane circa 1985, 1986. Like, they used like a ton of crane shots and shit. I mean, that's just unheard of in television, especially in the 80s. So Jan Hammer really outdid himself. My only real complaint again is the lengths of some of these songs. They just run too long. All right, hearing footsteps again. But yeah, look, I am gonna go. So thank you so much for hanging out with me while I discussed Jan Hammer's awesome and nearly perfect score for the TV series Miami Vice. Like always, if you like this review, don't forget to do something nice for somebody, but please don't forget that the world is a better place because you are in it. I'm gonna go. Have a good night.